Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you guys had a great day today. Good start of the week for me. So, since we have a short week, don't forget about that. We do not have trading on Thursday, Thanksgiving. So, basically, I basically doubled my quota today. So that really helps. And I just want to go over some of my trades today, see if anyone had any questions. I'm going to make this kind of short. Took the kids out for dinner tonight, so got back a little bit late. I just wanted to get this video out just to show the trades I took, where I took them, why I took them. So let's get into it. I did actually have a loss on one of my first trades, and I shouldn't have, but I did. So let's get right into it. I will show you the first. See where it is. I have it. All right. Okay, so AVGO, that was one of my first trades. And actually, I think SPX may have been my first trade, but this trade, I was waiting for AVGO to either get over the 166 or to close and then have a good move down off the 164.91, 165 level. These two levels were pretty tight together. I haven't put a whole lot of effort into looking at AVGO, but I just happened to pull these up really quick and noticed that it was kind of moving nicely this morning. So basically, once I saw the red, this big red candle come down, then I always take the time to, well, most of the time I take the time to pay attention to what's going to happen with the next maybe one or two candles. Look at what they're showing us, right? So came down to my green LRC. You could see the buying pressure pushed it back up. It actually ended up closing all the way up above the 200 EMA. Next candle went up. I actually got sold into. So I was like, okay, what's going to happen here? I was just watching it. So this is what I watch for when when I have my grids. And I did have a VGO up on one of my grids on my monitors. I keep pointing up here because that's where my upper monitors are, my grids, where I have 24 different stocks. So when I saw this push down, I was like, oh, okay, this may continue to the downside. But it didn't. It turned right back around. And so I called that out. I told everybody, hey, I'm going to hop in this AVGO if I get a good move over the 166 level. And so I did. As soon as this candle went above and opened, or it actually opened, it gapped up. I got in this with 8 contracts. I sold. I sold 2. I think when this candle came down and started coming back up, I believe I either sold 2 on the first push up or right on the open of this. I can't really remember exactly where, but I sold 2. And I held 6 because I wanted to really get the big move. And it's kind of a bummer because in this case, I should not have had really a loss. I should have scaled out a lot more. But in reality, this looked really strong. I was thinking once this went up here, what I did, this is using my L5 Anchored LRC. I went in and I told the group, hey, I'm going to multiplier 2. And so that just expands everything. You still have your levels, they still work. It just gives you a little bit more room in between levels. Some stocks it's warranted, some stocks it's not. You just have to play it by ear. Sometimes when we get really good moves, we may end up going to the 3 multiplier, which is, you've had a really good day when you're using the 3 multiplier. But so anyhow, I should have taken a profit here, and I should have followed my rules with this because the 20 was very extended. Pretty good distance from here. So what I should have done is just exited all right there. I believe at this point I had probably about a $500 profit because I bought 8 of these. It may have been around a 400. But in any event, I locked away like I think like 200 because I only sold 2, or maybe it was only like 150 bucks worth because I did have 8 total. Um, so anyway, I ended up with a loss. I ended up with about a 200 and I think it's like a $260 loss. I ended up selling on this big candle pushing down right there. Of course, I marketed in, so I marketed out. And so I ended up catching whatever it gave me. And so this was my loss on the day. Not a smart trade. I lost, it was 260, yeah, $260 is how much it was. So, um, not a huge loss, not a big deal. I know that might be a lot for some people, but also if that's a lot for you, you're not going to be buying 8. So you have to manage your risk and your leverage all together, guys. So very, very, very important. The key, what makes this strategy so incredible for me and others that are using it now is that it helps you to do all of the above. It gives you entries, it gives you scale out, take profit levels, and it gives you exit levels, and it also you get an idea of when it's going to turn around, just as exactly what happened here. So very, very awesome, awesome, awesome strategy to use, the Anchored LRC. Next was SPY. So I traded SPX. I use SPY to trade SPX. You can use ES to trade SPX, but you cannot use SPX to trade SPX because SPX does not have pre-market data. And if you're using the Anchored LRC, it has to have pre-market data to give you levels. So several things. This is going to look extremely busy, and I get it, but that's only because I have a couple different LRCs added in here. So I have my Anchored LRC, which are all of these: the yellow, the red, the mean, the red, the yellow, the green, and the pinkish purple. But you see this dashed pink line right here? That is what I call my long LRC. If you don't know what that is, it's basically linear regression tool drawn out manually over whatever period of time I feel is needed to give me great channel trends over a period of time. So if you don't know how to do that or what that is, if this is your first time, just take a look. Go to I have how to set up and use or how to set up the long LRC, or how to use the long LRC. I can't remember the title, but you'll be able to find it in my videos. It's the one that's kind of gold colored text. So uh, this this level here is one, and you can see, look, you see this one flickering up at the top. It's this one right here. When I move this, that's just like highlighting that indicator, or that's on here, or that tool. That's how wide the long LRC is. So whenever I get a pivot from one, I pretty much have an idea that we may make it back to the other one. Do we always go all the way back? No. Sometimes we'll go like a 50% retracement and then go back and retest. But as you can see on SPY today, where did I stop? Literally dead on my long LRC. I have it written like this when you see any of my information, like when I'm putting out these charts for Use Think Script, so that the guys in there can learn how to use this strategy. When I do an LRC, that means it's a long LRC, and they're subjective. I draw them at the best that I feel they need to be drawn, so that they work best for me. and I draw them typically on a 1 hour, 4 hour, sometimes a daily time frame, usually between 1 and 4 hours, sometimes 30 minute as well if I want to get them very finite, if I feel like I need to move it enough to get the pivots to work at their best. But if you notice, this actually went up here, hit, and then came back down to my long LRC there and stopped and went back up again. So you can literally trade this as a swing trade technique as well. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. But I did get into, let me get rid of that one. My first trade of the day. This one was kind of a bummer for me. I made a good amount. I made $1,160 on it, but it should have been about 3,000, maybe more. So the crazy thing is, I initially, when I had this candle right here, this red candle, when it came down, and oh, let me go back to my, because I did have this on my one multiplier when I started out today. So this is exactly how I saw it as the day started. And this is what I look for. It happens all day, every day. With, if you've got 24 stocks, you're going to have a setup and you can be profitable and catch a great move. That's just the way this system works. It's so good. So first thing I noticed was our SPY came down, started pushing down, but then I noticed the buying pressure pushed up here. Still closed right at my LRC mean, but this is where I got in because I had this 59.25 level here, and as soon as it started pushing up off of this level, I was also watching ES, Qs, NASDAQ, Apple. All of it was giving me the okay, let's get in. So I got in right away with 4 contracts right here. And the bummer is that I got in, I got, oh yeah, it was the second candle. I had to look at I have it charted over here where I got out. I got out on this candle, but I didn't mean to get out of all of it. So what I did is it went up. I was up about almost $2,000 right here. But it started coming down pretty hard, so I decided, hey, I'm just going to take 2 off in the event it goes against me. And this yellow LRC becomes the resistance and it pushes back down. So because I was above the 20 and above the 200 EMA, I felt, okay, I have a good chance that this will continue up, but I meant to take 2 off. The bummer part is I was still on 4 quantity. So when I sold, I ended up selling all 4 like right in here, and I only made like $1,160. As this went up, I looked at my contracts and I was like, man, if I still had those other 2, I would have been over $3,000 profit just this trade alone today. So that was a bummer. So I ended up making 1,160, which was great. I'm not, not knocking that. Happy that I made that. But it just sucks when you make those little stupid mistakes sometimes, and they come back to haunt you. Because I didn't actually realize I had sold all 4. When I hit the sell button, I thought I had clicked the 2 and changed it to 2 quantity to sell half. And so when I sold it, I was just sitting there watching. I'm like, oh yeah, this is looking good. This one started going up. That one started going up. And I happened to look over at my watch list and I noticed that my profit wasn't moving anymore. And I was like, what's going on? And I realized I had 0 positions left. I'd sold all 4. So that's trading. We're human. We make these mistakes, but man, I could have had a $3,000 trade on just this one trade. So then I got into another trade, which was around, let's see, 11. This one was really good because I was watching the consolidation. Where was it? Around 11:30. something. Oh yeah, this was great. So we were watching this with the group today, and just really we were just being very patient and talking about just watch what's happening. And we do that. This is something we've been noticing and we've been doing every single day. Um, and it's just been working out so well. So we noticed that we had this consolidation in here. We did have this drop down, but it was like between this and the green and the red and the 59.97. And let me see where I got in exactly. So I think I might be behind. Let's see. It was actually this one right here. This was a put. I'm just trying to find exactly where I got in. Okay, yep, it was right here. So watching the consolidation, and just waiting for price to break through the level. It broke through the level, looked for a retest. It just stayed in this area, but then once it broke this structure, this is where I only entered one SPX. This is not that, I know I entered two. Bear with me. I'm trying to find out exactly where I got in this so I can be accurate for you. Sorry, thought I had this laid out. So I think I got in this one early. That's why it's confusing to me over there. So it was, okay, it was right here. This is where I got in. All right, that's where I got in. So watching, there we go. Okay, so we were watching this consolidation right here above the whoops, the 597.75. It came down, hit it, consolidated, was staying below the 200 to 20. Makes it very easy to get prepared and just hop into a trade. And so what I was doing, I wanted to see this break the structure right here, and it did. So I got in on that candle. So I did get in a little early. Normally I'd want to see it break that structure, but I did get in early on the push and the break out of this basic box right here. And so once I did push out of that box, I got in, I held. I did not sell my first trade until like 12 o'clock, which was right here. First trade, first one sold. Then I held and held and held and held until this trade, this one right here. I actually held all the way through. Let me see what that time. Make sure I've got my time right. Yeah, 12, 20. Yep, that's it right there. So I ended up selling on this candle right here. So I literally held this all the way. I've been holding a little bit better lately, just following my rule set, following the 20 down. And then once it may have been this candle that I ended up getting out, but I got out, and believe it or not, that whole entire trade from here to here, or to here, was $805. I So it's very odd, but that's all that I made on that trade. In comparison, now I did buy four, but this was would have been 3,000. So just very odd, right? Because this was a big move, or a really good move for me from here all the way down to here. But in any event, I made $800 on that. So uh, really good day. And that was pretty much the. Oh, I take that back. I did make another trade. I made a trade on Tesla later. Um, it was a pretty simple trade, and I'll show you where I got in and where I got out. So Tesla, at this point I had my multiplier. I don't know why this isn't letting me get it open. My multiplier was at 2. And I also got into Tesla around the same time. And once again, guys, this is just something really key to focus on. Pay attention to this happening when you're using this strategy. If you see it consolidating above one of the LRCs and then it just kind of pops up to one, man, just draw. And this is what I tell the group. Guys, draw a box around it, wait for it to break. Take it one way or the other. Of course, we want it to break down in this. That's our best scenario, right? Because you're in a downward trend. You want to get you want to get the best move. The best move is going to be going with the trend. So you're below the 200. If you break down and below the 20 EMA, bingo, that's what you want. There's where I entered. I didn't enter with a lot, but I think I ended up making I made back my loss, and I think a little bit more. I think I was a little over 1800 today, but that's really irrelevant. But it was a really good trade. Got in here, scaled out, had a weak candle here, like I call those indecision candles for the most part, although it was a little bit more selling pressure to the downside. Had this move into the 350 level, started pushing back up, so I exited right here and just took my profit. I did not take this down to the next level. So really good trade, very easy. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Let me see. Getting warmed up to this gray stripe. Yeah, man, it's so good. Logo Mania, it really is. I just can't stress enough how incredible it is, how incredible I've done trading with it. Honestly, never would have thought I would have such great success day in and day out. So hopefully it works out really well for you. If you've seen the information on the Use Think Script forum, I have a lot of information there as well. And now the main thing I can say about any strategy that you're going to use is you want to use confluences, right? So for me, one, you want to learn price action, understand what price action's doing at key levels or at the LRC levels. And when I say key levels, it's usually, bigger support and resistance levels. Also, you really want to use a broad, kind of like a broad view of things. So I use NASDAQ, I use ES, I use Qs, I use Apple, I watch Nvidia, I watch Microsoft, I watch Google, I watch all the stocks that have something to do with the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or even, some Dow Jones stocks, if I'm in any of those, IWM. And so you just want to see what they're doing. Like, if NASDAQ is coming up to a level like, let's say, the 20,800 level, and and also ES is coming up to, I'm just hypothetically going to say, the 6,000 level or the 5,900 level, 5,985 level, which we know is a big level for ES. And let's just say that price is moving up to that 5,985 level, and at the same time price is moving up to the 20,800 on NASDAQ. Why would you ever attempt to try to trade a stock that's made up as a part of the NASDAQ and the S&P into an area that could potentially just get slapped? It makes no sense. Wait, be patient. Wait for the NASDAQ and ES to get over, or wait for them to reject. Then see if there's a setup in the stock that you're trading or the ticker that you're trading and get inputs. I mean, it's really, really simple. I think too many people try to make it too difficult, and that's why there's so many people that fail day in and day out. realistically, it's very simple to trade. You don't have to use like this strategy. You do not have to, use it. I urge you to, because it's incredible. It's so good. It gives you so much information and gives you such great levels. I'm just going to show you, like, if I were to change this to the 3, just check this out. Look at how good this is. And I haven't even looked at this today, but I just know it's good because it's incredible. It comes up, uses this as resistance. You break out of your structure, bam, straight down to your level. It's just, I mean, you can find setups all day long, just constant. Um, and if your LRC, if your multiplier is too far out, just take it back to 1. 1 is the original. That's what I typically use. So um, I would suggest always starting with 1, and then as the stock starts, getting away from that area, or if you want to have a wider range to trade to, then just expand the LRC to a 2 multiplier. And anyhow, I hope that everybody, hope this helps you out. And if you guys have any questions, or if you're interested in this strategy, want to get better at it, more in depth, just come in. You can come into my Discord. My link will be in the description down below to my Discord. I do have a paid membership area. I also have a free area, so you're welcome to come right into the free area and hang out, ask questions. We've had a few people in there here lately. I do have a chat and a voice chat section where people can get in, collaborate, talk about the study or the strategy, and also, try to trade together and help one another. Uh, in the membership area, what I offer is I provide live trading. I don't always show my charts live. I typically do not show my charts while I'm trading, but I do call out the levels that I see. I call out the trades that I make. I call out when I'm scaling out, when I'm entering, scaling out, and exiting the trade. I also, while I'm doing all of that, I'm also calling out several trades that are potentials that are setting up, so that everybody can kind of prepare in advance. Like, oh, okay, we see this, you can pull it up, and then if you as a trader feel like you want to take that trade, you can hop right in it. We have guys all the time, and I love this part, is we have guys that are constantly trading what they're trading what I'm not trading, and that is where we need to be. I don't want someone just constantly copying everything I do. I want everyone to learn, and to learn to utilize it and trade for themselves and be successful with this strategy, or any strategy. So we do swing trading in there. We also trade the strat method. We have a gentleman that's in there that trades the TPO in conjunction with the long LRC. Um, we also have automated trading that's being set up and tested. And so anyhow, if you guys are interested, or first off, if you like this video, please like it. I don't get that many likes. Maybe that's saying something about my videos, but if you don't mind, like it. If it's kind of helped you, if you want to see more of these videos when I put them out, and maybe get some more information, uh, just if you'd like, just subscribe and hit the notification button. And anyhow, I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope that you had a green day today if you traded. And like I said, if you have any questions, come by, ask. Oh, let me give a quick info or disclaimer or whatever. I will not ever send you a friend request. I will not send you anything to tell you that I'll help you to be a better trader, that I'll trade your money for you. I will not do any of that. I will not try to sell you a course. I will not. I simply have, the only thing I'm ever charging for is my membership area, where we have an incredible community, and I provide all my supply and support resistance levels. I provide live trading, and we collaborate and work together in there. That's it. No, nothing else. I'm not going to send you anything. If you send me a DM, I will respond to you. If you send me a friend request, I will not accept it. So if somebody's accepting a friend request from you and it's supposed to be me, it's not me. If you receive a friend request from me or any of my accounts, I have two accounts that I'm using, Trade One and Metal. I will I will not send you friend requests. So do not accept them. Do not fall for these scammers. They're relentless, guys. They're like piranhas, man, and there's blood in the water, and they just want to rip you off, and they do it day in and day out to people every day. And it's kind of sad that we have so many gullible people still believing that someone would actually contact them and say, and want to trade with their money. Who thinks that that would really ever happen? But people do. So anyway, catch you guys later. I hope you had a great day. I hope you have a great day tomorrow. I will be on early in the morning, getting everything set up and getting ready to make another have another profitable day. So thanks, guys. I will see you on the next video.